This morning, George, 71, passed away quietly. No big farewell, no dreams fulfilled, just regret left behind. George wasn't famous. He didn't chase fame or fortune. He worked hard, raised a family, and lived simply. But in his last 10 years, his life quietly unraveled. Health slipped, connections faded, purpose drifted away, and he kept telling himself, "It's nothing. I'll deal with it later." Later never came. This isn't just George's story, it's a warning. When you ignore the small signs, when you delay caring for yourself, it doesn't just cost you time, it steals your life, one unnoticed day at a time. And by the time you realize it, it's too late to get it back. Don't let the best years slip through your fingers. Don't let loneliness, poor health, and regret become the closing chapter of your life. You still have time, but only if you act now. Stay with me. I'll show you simple, clear steps to reclaim your health, your joy, and your purpose. Starting today. Number 1, the silent cost of routine. For 10 years, George lived every day exactly the same. He'd wake up, make toast and coffee, sit in front of the TV for hours, maybe run an errand or two, then repeat it all the next day. It felt safe, quiet, even peaceful. He thought that peace meant no surprises, no changes, just comfort in the familiar. But slowly, without even noticing it, something started to fade. His energy dipped, his curiosity disappeared. He stopped calling friends, and little by little, life became smaller. Now, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a routine. In fact, structure can be really helpful, especially as we get older. But when routine replaces movement, connection, and curiosity, that's when it becomes a silent danger. When we stop challenging ourselves, even in small ways, our brain stops growing. Our emotions get dull. Our days lose color. The good news, it does not take a big change to turn that around. Just one small shift can open the door. This week, try changing one thing. Take a new path on your walk. Call someone you have not spoken to in a while. Pick up a book in a genre you have never read before. These might seem like tiny steps, but they matter more than you think. According to a 2020 study by the National Institutes of Health, older adults who regularly introduce novelty into their routines, even simple things like learning a new skill or switching up their daily habits, showed better memory, stronger emotional resilience, and more life satisfaction. It is not about big adventures. It is about staying mentally awake. Compare George with Eleanor, who is 72. She joined a local book club for folks over 60. She started volunteering once a week at an animal shelter. She says she feels more alive now than she did in her 50s. That spark we think is gone. It is still there. It just needs a little air. So the question is not, am I too old to try something new? The real question is, what if one small change could wake up a part of me I forgot, and it's the house there that by start small, start now. Let your routine serve you, not trap you. Number 2, ignoring the body's whispers. George was one of those guys who never liked to make a fuss. He felt tired most days, but chalked it up to getting older. He'd feel a little pressure in his chest sometimes, but told himself it was probably something he ate, or maybe just stress. He never told his doctor, didn't even mention it to his family. He didn't want to bother anyone. But what George thought was no big deal turned out to be a silent heart attack. And by the time anyone realized it, it was too late. Here's the thing, our bodies are always talking to us. Not yelling, not panicking, just whispering. A little ache here, a strange pressure there, a feeling that something's off. And when we ignore those whispers, we give those small issues the chance to grow into something much bigger, something dangerous, that quiet chest discomfort. It could be your heart asking for help, that nagging fatigue. It might be more than just a poor night's sleep. The truth is, nearly half of all heart attacks in older adults are silent. That's according to the CDC. No dramatic pain, no movie scene collapse, just symptoms that could be mistaken for indigestion, anxiety, or just being tired. And it's not just the heart. Other conditions, like kidney disease or inflammation, can sneak up the same way, slowly, quietly, until they become serious. Now let's talk about Robert. He's 70. He had this weird tightness in his chest every now and then, Nothing too bad, but it kept happening. So during a telehealth checkup, he casually mentioned it. And that one small comment, it led to some tests, a diagnosis, and eventually a stent that likely gave him 10 more years, 10 more birthdays, 10 more summers, 10 more chances to laugh with his grandkids. It all started because he listened to his body's whisper. So here's something you can do right now. Think of one small symptom you've been ignoring. Maybe it's a little pain, some dizziness, or just not feeling quite right. Write it down. Make a plan to talk to your doctor this week. Even if it feels minor, even if you're not sure, it is always better to check than to regret. And if you haven't had your yearly physical yet, now's the time. Catching things early gives you the power to do something about them. Have you ever ignored a symptom that turned out to be serious? Comment yes if you relate. Let's help each other learn and stay ahead of what our bodies are trying to tell us. Number 3, the power of one friendship. After George lost his wife, life felt quieter. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, more like the kind that lingers heavy and still. He had friends, sure, but slowly he stopped answering messages, stopped returning calls. Didn't want to be a burden, he'd say. It's something we hear a lot, isn't it? But here's the truth. Connection is not a luxury. It is medicine. Real powerful medicine for the heart, the mind, even the body. Just one phone call a week. That's all it takes to start changing things. It sounds too simple, but science backs it up. That call can lower anxiety, ease depression, and even reduce physical pain. We're built to connect. That's not weakness. It's biology. The Harvard study of adult development has been going for more than 80 years now, and their biggest discovery. It's not diet or exercise or money that predicts a long, happy life. It's the quality of our relationships. That's it, the people we talk to, laugh with, check in on. And it does not have to be a big crowd. Even one friendship, kept alive with a small effort, can be a lifeline. So here's something simple you can do. Right now, grab a piece of paper and write down the name of someone you haven't talked to in a while. A friend, a cousin, maybe even an old neighbor. Call them today. You don't need a reason. Just say you were thinking of them. That's enough. Let me tell you about Linda. She's 74 and lost her husband a few years back. She started something called Tea Time Tuesday with 3 other widows from her church. Just a short phone chat once a week. No pressure, no rules. They talk about recipes, old memories, sometimes just the weather. Within weeks, Linda said she was sleeping better, eating better, even had more energy during the day. That's the power of connection. So if you've been feeling a little off lately, a little lonely, maybe even a little achy, try reaching out to just one person. Friendship can be the medicine you did not know you needed, and you can start with one simple call. Number 4, purpose after 70. George retired thinking he had earned his rest, and he had. He used to say, "I already did my part," like life was a job you clock out of. But there was something in his eyes, a quiet restlessness, like he was waiting for something, even if he couldn't name it. And the truth is, that feeling is more common than we think. Because purpose, real soul-filling purpose, does not retire when we do. Just because the career ends, or the kids move out, or the house gets quieter, that doesn't mean our life's meaning fades. We still matter, and the world still needs us. What gives life meaning at 70 is not always the same as at 30, but the need for meaning itself never goes away. So if you're wondering where to begin, try this. Ask yourself, what breaks my heart? Or maybe, what did I love doing at 30 that I still think about today? It could be as simple as teaching someone to read, writing down your stories for your grandkids, pulling weeds in a neighbor's yard. Start with 30 minutes a week. Not a big project, not a new career, just something small that makes you feel useful again. And this is not just about feeling good. Science backs it up. A study published in 2019 in JAMA Network Open found that older adults who felt a strong sense of purpose had a 15 to 20% lower risk of death, even when their health wasn't perfect. That's a pretty strong reason to wake up with intention. Take Don, for example. He is 76, and after a quiet spell post-retirement, he started mentoring young men at his church. He said it gave him a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Not because someone told him to, but because someone needed him. And that's the secret. Purpose is not about being busy. It is about being needed. And no matter our age, we still have something in us that can make someone else's day better. So if you're feeling like George, a little aimless, a little restless, just remember, you do not age out of purpose. You still have something beautiful to give, and someone out there is waiting for it. Number 5, unspoken words. George was in his final week when he quietly asked his daughter, "Did I do okay?" It was such a simple question, but it carried a lifetime behind it. He had never really told people he was proud of them, never apologized for certain things that weighed on him over the years. His family loved him, they were there, but there were these little gaps, these things that had never been said out loud. And that's the thing, we often wait. We think there will be a better time, or that maybe we'll just know when the moment's right. But sometimes that moment never shows up, or it shows up too late, and it does not mean we do not care. It just means life moves fast and feelings, especially the deep ones, are hard to say. But if you carry something in your heart, that weight builds over time, and it's so much lighter, so much more healing when we simply speak or write. Just a few words can change everything. You do not have to sit someone down for a long talk. You can start with a simple message, something like, "I've always wanted to tell you, thank you for, I'm sorry for, I'm proud of you because," small words, big healing. There's a woman named Mary, she's 70, and for her birthday, she sat down and wrote letters to each of her kids and grandkids. She said, "I never felt so alive." And when they read the letters, they cried. But it was the good kind of crying, the kind that says, "I didn't know how much I needed to hear this." So if there's someone in your life you've been meaning to say something to, write to them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It might be right now. And hey, if you need a little push, just type letter in the comments. We'll hold each other accountable. George wasn't a celebrity. He didn't have millions of followers or his name in the papers. But his life, like so many quiet lives, carried wisdom we all need. He reminded us that health isn't just about medicine. It's about the simple habits we choose every day. Getting up at the same time, drinking water, taking a walk even when it's cold. George listened to his body, and it listened back. He showed us that connection matters. A phone call, a shared cup of tea, waving at neighbors. Those moments kept his spirit young. He believed in purpose. Whether it was gardening or helping out at the local center, George never stopped feeling useful. That gave him energy most people half his age would envy. And most of all, he spoke his truth. He didn't sugarcoat life, but he never gave up on it either. Through every ache, every loss, he kept showing up. That's courage. So here's the thing. You're not too old. It's not too late. And your story is still being written. One small change today, walking 5 more minutes, calling an old friend, drinking that glass of water, can echo for decades. If George's story moved you, hit like, share this with someone over 70, and subscribe for more videos that help us live fully, no matter our age.